8-part series entitled Foo Fighters, Sonic Highways Chronicles, the making of the band's forthcoming album of the same name. The series premieres on HBO at 11 p.m. Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Dave Grohl. Dave, come on.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, is this your second?
This is my third. I have 3 girls.
And how old are the girls?
8 years old, 5 years old, and 10 weeks.
Okay, now musically,
Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters.
Yeah, the 8-year-old for sure, right?
My 8-year-old loves music. All of my kids have that thing that you need to sing and play and do the whole thing. But sometimes their musical taste is a little questionable. But I'm not one to judge. I was lucky. My parents never told me not to listen to any kind of...
Well, you can't. Let us explore and find out.
When Violet was young, when she was about 2 or 3 years old, she used to listen to music on my wife's iPod. And she was really into the Amy Winehouse record, right? Which is an amazing record. It's kind of weird to hear a 3-year-old sing the Rehab song. I thought it was cute. But so I come home from the road once, and I'm getting in the car and driving, and all of a sudden I hear my daughter listening to this like gangster rap song. And I turned to my wife and I'm like, what is that? She goes, I was trying to download the song Rehab, but I messed up and I got this rapper named Rehab. And it wasn't like rock paper band, but it just was not a good, I didn't think it was good music, it was a good song. So I turned around and I say, hey Violet, what's that? And she says, that's my new song.
It's her new song.
And I said, I don't really think it's such a good song. And she goes, well, I like it. And I said, well, I don't.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I do. And she listened to it 8 times in a row.
That's right.
And it was right then I realized I am a parent now.
Fair enough.
And I have to just allow her to do it.
Yeah, buckle in and get ready.
Right. But then I immediately bought her a Beatles record. I'm like, wait. Get here first.
But isn't that the thing about music? Music is music. And
Yeah.
some people love it. Other people might not love it as much.
I think what happens is the reason why different people have different musical tastes is because you find yourself in someone else's song. So as you're going through life searching for your own identity, you hear a song that you connect with, and then that becomes part of you. And so that's how she felt about Rehab.
You have a daughter who is a gangster. And what role did your parents play in your formative years for music?
Well, both of my parents were musical. My mother was in singing groups when she was in high school in Ohio, a cappella. My father was a classically trained flautist, so he was like studied and trained in a perfect pitch. And so around the house, there was a lot of diversity. Like we would listen to Candide, and then Neil Young and Slayer, and then it was all over the map. But what I got to appreciate was that music is such a beautiful art that you can't really judge it. You just have to let it in and appreciate it.
And when they recognized early on your direction, were they supportive of that pursuit?
Yeah, they were. I mean, my dad was such a trained musician that he'd say things like, don't just call yourself a musician because you play an instrument. Things like that. Which made me, start playing punk rock.
In your dad's mind, what did it take to be a musician other than playing an instrument?
Well, I mean, you have to understand, I'm sure as a parent, you understand that you want to make sure the most important thing to you is that your kid is okay and that they make their way through life smoothly without, So, here I am with a mohawk or whatever, playing the Rastus record, right? And there wasn't really much career opportunity in that. So, when Nirvana became popular, my father, he called and he said, this isn't going to last, right? And I said, no, of course. Why don't they didn't imagine this would last at all. But Absolutely, yeah.
Now, this record, this is a wonderful idea. This is and jump in here if I'm slaughtering this, it's a regional sampling of music in the United States.
Yeah.
And many, many years ago, I think Paul had the same idea for an album called, was it Coast to Coast, Paul?
And that's right, but it was 20 years ago, and the Foo Fighters have done it right.
That's all I can call. First of all, you guys play our songs better than we play. Come on. That's right. I can't have it. Yeah. No, I mean, well, and let me say this before I explain to everybody what we've done. When I came up with this idea, the first people I called were Dave and Rob Burnett, and I said, I have this idea. I'd really like to try to make it happen. And if it weren't for these guys and the Letterman Show, we would never have been able to do it. That's right. This is true. No, you're right. This is true. So I'll explain what we did. And you were all, thank you. You were a great supporter of the Sound City with me too.
Well, that was fantastic.
Okay, so this
But you did that without us. What made you think you couldn't do this without us?
I just got lazy. This is TV.
Now, when you come back, we're going to hear a song off the album featuring Zach Brown. Now, where does that come from? How do you even know Zach?
Well, actually, okay, so in each episode, what we do is the band goes to 8 cities across America. We go to each city for 1 week. We load in our equipment to a local studio. We start recording the instruments, and then at night I would go and interview a famous musician from that city. By the end of the week, I have no lyrics at all. The last day, I sit down with all the transcripts from the interviews from that city. I take sentences and phrases, I put them on this side of the page, and on this side of the page I had the outline of the song, and I cut and paste and put the song together from all of the interviews. So in the episode, you hear us interviewing these famous musicians, you're getting the history of the city, the regional relevance of the music from that city, but you also see us putting a song together. So now we do.
Great idea for not only for an album, but for a television series. And tell them what is unique to New Orleans. What about that city?
New Orleans, man. I mean,
changes the music.
Well, I mean, okay, so every city, there's reasons why blues made its way to Chicago. There's reasons why Nashville became a country music capital. A place like New Orleans, I mean, you know, it's such a beautiful city with hundreds of years of culture. And everything about that city makes it, even the humidity in the air. The humidity in the air knocks the horns and the pianos out of tune. So when you hear true New Orleans jazz, it's just kind of a little warbly and funky. And I've noticed that everything from the accent to the city to the landscape to the geography to the weather. Seattle rains 9 months out of the year. So what are you going to do? You're going to go in the basement and you're going to write the most depressing music you've ever heard in your entire life. And you're going to sell millions of records. That's how